Hello, everyone. I hope everyone was able to have a nice weekend and you were able to relax and enjoy some time with your family. So, this week we are working on Module 11, which is about evaluating appropriate technology integration. So, first of all, let me say I've enjoyed looking at the assessments that you've created for last week's assignment. Um, some of you use some tools that we have been using in class, such as Kahoot and quizzes, and some of you found some really new and unique tools that we haven't discovered yet. So you guys did a great job with that, and I look forward to looking over your assessments in the next few days, and I will have your grades posted soon, and I will email you if there's any type of privacy issue and me not being able to see your assessment on your Google site. But so far, all the ones I've seen have looked really awesome, so good job with that. So this week is Module 12, and this week is about evaluating and using appropriate technology integration, which is what I said. So we want to learn how we can use technology to help students manage their own learning and how we can create a classroom in a technology rich environment where the students have authority and the students have ownership and they're able to come up with some of their own lesson ideas and that utilizes technology and uses technology to problem solve. So there's 3 readings that go along with this week. The first one is an article entitled 5 Critical Skills to Empower Students in the Digital Age. So please take a few minutes to look over this. It starts off with talking about how we need to make sure that we are asking the right questions. And here's some sample questions here, and this might look familiar to you because we can connect this back to when we learned about Bloom's taxonomy and how important it is to ask open-ended questions that encourage problem-solving skills and encourage children to actually think and have to analyze and problem solve and compare information and make connections instead of just spitting facts back at you. So those are all links within the article that you can click on to look at some sample questions. We need to teach children how they can get their own answers. So, of course, there's so many different ways now we can use technology to research. We need to learn about the work created by others and all the tools that now allow us to see the awesome creations that have been developed and publicized by others and even students. I know my son always thinks it's cool when he's able to see what other children his own age have done. Technology allows us to get to know and work with people all around the world. And then lastly, it's important that we still assess ourselves and reflect upon our work. So I just kind of hit those 5 real fast, but if you could go back and read the article, I think you'd enjoy it, and that would be great. The second article for this week is called Technology Rich Learning and Overview. So this article seeks to answer these 3 questions. What's technology rich learning? What does that mean? Is technology really important in schools and libraries? And does technology really make a difference in learning? So please read over this article to answer those 3 questions there. Again, I think you'll enjoy it. And this article has lots of links to tools and technology that you can utilize in your classroom. So I'm going to give you a little heads up. Next week, you're supposed to pick 2 tools that you haven't used yet that you can research and assess and discuss and compare how those 2 tools can be utilized in the classroom to help children learn. So as you're going through this article, if you see 2 tools or resources that you think are pretty cool and awesome, you might want to jot those down or make note of them so you can use those in your assignment that we're going to be working on next week. And then the third resource for this week is a TED Talk. Please take the 13 minutes to read it. This is an awesome video and probably one of the your top 5 resources for this semester, but this is actually a second grade teacher. Her name is Kayla Delzer, and she talks about how she uses technology in the classroom to give her students authority and to put them in charge of their own learning, which is what this week's module is all about. So she gives some heartfelt stories and examples of how she's had students who didn't like school and hated school, but after spending a year in her classroom, didn't want to leave at the end of the year because she took the time to get to know them and their interest, and her use of technology plays a big part of that. And she provides in the video some great examples of how she uses technology in her classroom. So you'll definitely want to watch that. And I added one more resource into this week, and that's this article called "It Shouldn't Take a Pandemic. Coronavirus exposes internet equality amongst U.S. students as schools close their doors." So this is very relevant to what we're going on right now, what's happening in our country and our world. As you know, K to 12 children aren't going to school right now, just like how you are learning online. I've heard different tales of different school districts who have already started remote learning and some that haven't. My son is in first grade at Woodbridge. The school district posted some resources to websites like Khan Academy, ABC Mouse, Get Epic, which is a reading website, but there hasn't been any official schoolwork posted. It's just been there's these resources, and as a family you can use them as you wish. But I still have a lot of friends that work at Woodbridge, and from what I'm seeing, they're posting on their Facebook. I think it's coming. I've seen some posts where they're working on YouTube videos, and they're having lots of professional development meetings, and I think they're right now working on some type of curriculum that's going to be coming so that the students will actually be having homebound instruction. They'll actually be having structured learning from home. But as a family, we haven't gotten word of that yet. I have my brother and my sister-in-law and niece that live in upstate New York, and in their local school district, they actually had 2 teachers test positive for the coronavirus. So that school district has already decided that they're not going back to school this year. The rest of the school year will be done remotely. And the school district delivered a laptop to every single child in that school district. It's a more affluent school district that had the money and the resources, and I'm sure the state of New York offset that and helped as well. And so the children were all given laptops. And I know for my local school district here, Woodbridge, that really isn't an option. The school district doesn't have that money, but I know that they've been doing a lot of research and surveys to try to find out what technology children do have access to. Twice now, I've gotten phone calls from the school district wanting to know if my child had access to a device and if they had access to internet. And I know the school district has a food truck right now that goes out 3 days a week to deliver meals to the children in need. And they're delivering paper packets of learning materials in the food truck to anyone who needs them. So this is definitely a very relevant interest in an article for what we're currently going through in our nation and in our state. So I tied this into your discussion board that you have for this week. So there is not a written assignment to go on your Google site this week. This week's assignment is this discussion board right here. So please reflect on the following questions. How do teachers develop a technology-enriched learning environment? How can teachers provide choices with technology? And then how can teachers bridge the digital divide during times like our current coronavirus situation where we're all sheltering in place and we're all learning from home? So please post your response to those 3 questions and reply to at least one classmate by Sunday, and that's actually Easter Sunday. So if you're doing anything special at your house, you might want to make sure you have your homework done ahead of time. But I hope you have a very happy Easter, and I hope you have a great week. And if you have any questions or concerns, please just shoot me an email. Or I miss you guys. You can always just email me or call to say hi. So again, I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you or see you soon. Bye bye.